What do you remember about the Great Depression?
Well, mostly that I remember was the year before I got married. Of course, we had hard times before then, but it was in 1929 when the crash came.
Stock market crash.
Yeah, the stock market crash. But in 30, I got married, which was in August of 1932, which was hard times. We didn't have very much. But everybody was alike. There didn't anybody have much. There wasn't very much money anywhere. You had to depend on what you could have at home, what you could raise, and it got down that everything was so low that the first year was 1931 that we made a crop. That year, the first year was in 30, and my husband had 4-H club patch, and he had a little cotton patch which was about 2 acres and a half, and we taken that and bought lumber to floor our house, which his father built for him, just outside. We didn't have no ceiling or anything like that, because you couldn't get it. And he cut wood that summer after we got married and sold it to buy our house things, which pots and pans and dishes and a bedstead, and that's all we had except what our parents gave us. Our parents gave us stuff to use, such as quilts, feather bed and pillows and things like that. Then in 31, well, we farmed. His father gave him a mule, and we had crop, which we raised corn and cotton. And the cotton, we raised 4 bales of cotton and only got 5 cents a pound for it. So it really didn't much more than pay, what we borrowed. We had to borrow to make the crop. So we didn't have much left, but we raised, at that time we raised our corn, which we had our bread, and we had a hog and a cow, and chickens, which we had our own. But there wasn't anything much that you could sell. Corn wasn't any price either. If you raised more of it, you still couldn't get anything out of it. So in 32, after President Roosevelt was elected, well, they paid us to plow out so much of our cotton and to help to make the cotton go up. And then you got a check. I guess you called it a subsidy, didn't you, Charlie? Check, for the cotton. Anyway, it was for plowing it up to make the cotton go higher. And then as time went on, while it was still hard times, but it began to get a little better. And and Charlie's grandmother lost all the money that she had, and of course his father lost all his stock and his farm because he couldn't meet the bills. Everything was so low. You couldn't get anything out of nothing you had. And but we made it. We raised our garden stuff. We canned what we could can. Then you didn't have a pressure cooker. You used you'd wrap your such as beans and things that you wanted to can that you could keep and put them in a can, lard can, or a wash pot, and cook them 3 hours. And we had fruit, which and we picked blackberries, and we canned. And as far as vegetables, you couldn't keep them canned, so we just had dried beans and peas and things like that. But we made pickles and mixed pickles to go with that. And we did, and what we bought our material, and we did our own sewing. When I began to learn, and my mama made most of the clothes from that, and I learned and made my baby's clothes as they came along. Now, is there anything else that you can think of that you'd like me to?
What were some of the prices of things that you?
Well,
like sugar.
Sugar, you could get 16 pounds for $1, and the flour was 35 and 40 cents a sack for 25 pounds, and coffee was about 3 pounds to $1, and lard, you could buy lard for very cheap for 4 pound bucket. I can't just remember just the exact price, but it's a small amount considering what you pay for it now. Everything's tripled by now. And of course we made things out of the sacks and things that we had flour sacks and things, and we made things to use in the house for that. We had fertilizer sacks, and we had made. Of course, that was on after President was elected. President Roosevelt. Is there anything else that you can think of that you'd like to ask me?
What do you remember seeing in the newspapers?
About it?
Yeah.
Well, you just read about it because his father took the commercial appeal, and of course, naturally, there'd be things about the write-up, about the stock market and all that. And but as far as I don't remember too much about. You wasn't really all that interested in it like you now. You hear the news every day. I mean, you didn't really think that much about it. You just read, and really, that seemed like that is way off somewhere. For now, it seems like it's close to you. When really it wasn't, because it affected everybody. And is there anything else?
You think of anything?
What we were about the recreation, what we played.
Oh, yeah.
Sticks. And the recreation was what we played, the stealing sticks, town ball, and merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round.
No, man, you dropping the handkerchief.
Yeah.
I'm not no merry-go-round. I never heard of that.
Well, I have. And roller hole.
Well, you played checkers then, dude.
3 holes. You dug your hole. You dug your hole, and you're going to roll a ball.
Roll what?
Roll a hole, and everyone won the ball went, and you jumped up and hit him with it.
Well, that was before my time. That was before the Depression, because I never heard of that. That's before me and you married.
Then for entertainment, we'd sang, Johnson had an old gray mule. His name was Simon Slick. He walked it out and switched his tip, and how that mule could kick. He rode him down to the foot of the hill. He hitched him to his car. He loved the mule, and the mule loved him with all his muley heart. You hear him say, whoa, you come, give me out some hay.
She don't want that.
I play it to everybody.
Well, really, we visited